Good morning guys and welcome back. Now after the last update for you guys, you've seen that I was all over the place with bits and pieces. So today I'm trying to get things a little bit more in organised fashion. I want to get the gearbox in this thing today and finally get the engine sitting back how it's supposed to be. And maybe even get it off the axle stands today. I doubt it's going to happen, but I'd like to get the gearbox in anyway. So I'm going to try and keep the chit chat down to a minimum and just make some progress. Do you know what, I wasn't going to film this for you guys, but you can actually come down there with me and you can get involved getting this clutch on, I think. And just like that, we have the clutch and flywheel are now on. The prop shaft is also off. I didn't bother filming that because there's 4 bolts, who wants to see that? The sandwiches have been eaten. The gearbox is now ready to go back in. So let's try and pluck up the courage and get this gearbox in. It's gonna be fun. So just about to go and get things sorted. Got the GoPro on charge and everything. And I've just had a delivery. So I reckon I'm gonna have to open this up and see what this actually, oh, I know what this is. So, I ordered this ages ago. Now I've got a good idea of what this is actually going to be. My knowledge can't really be much else. Oh, suspense is killing me. What the hell kind of plug is? Okay, that's confusing. Still mildly confusing. Okay. Yeah. If you've seen a package like this before, you know exactly what this is. But this is the underglow for the SID80. This is going to be kind of cool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do a full video on how I'm setting up the underglow for the SID80 rather than just doing it, you know, in between other bits and pieces. I'm going to have a dedicated video how to do underglow for the full length of the car and make it look awesome. But enough playing with this. Let's get that gearbox in. It is now the next day, and after a good fight and the camera died, the gearbox is fully in. So now it's going to be a case of going around the rest of the car, tightening up all the nuts and bolts that need to be tightened, plug everything in, get the wiring in through the bulkhead, and who knows, I may even just get the car started for this episode. But we'll see. I'm hopeful, but yeah, I think maybe over optimistic. Since it is raining outside, I'm keeping the doors down and I'm keeping myself dry in here. So wire and loom, starting to plug things through where they need to be, tucking everything down as low to the chassis legs as physically possible, elongating wires where I need to, so I can again just tuck everything onto the top of the chassis legs, keep everything away from the top of the strut mounts there. I am going to tuck the boost solenoid over into the corner there, probably tuck them underneath that one as well. Yeah, just put the fuse box back together now, so I'm just cleaning this one up because, you know, it was absolutely filthy. How there's so much dirt on the inside of the fuse box, I will never know. But starting to clean that one up, and we'll get that one bolted in down to the corner down there. And we can start thinking about where we're going to put the power steering reservoir, because that's still got to go somewhere as well, yeah. I really don't want to go up here, I don't want to go around on the corner, so I don't know where this is going to go, to be honest, so... decisions. And it turns out I'm still at the point that I don't know where this power steering reservoir is going to go. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to put it actually here, where the evap tank used to be. So that's now going to be disappearing, and the power steering reservoir needs to go there. But the problem I've got is, because this is a high cast model, the tank on this is actually much bigger. If we just grab it a second. As you can see, that is much bigger than your standard, if it focuses... Anyway, much bigger than your standard power steering reservoir for an S13. They're normally literally like half the size of this. So I'm now going to sort of try and find some way to get that bad boy down into there, miss the radiator, miss the bonnet, miss the intercooler piping, and get them to sit in there quite nicely. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle, I don't think. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be close as well, because the drain for this is... It's low, but hopefully it's going to be still sitting high enough to actually, you know, work without leaking all over the place. So let's carry on getting the rest of this wiring sorted, because I'm not going to be able to get the hoses I need for this today since everything's still closed. So I'll get the rest of the wiring on this sorted, and yeah, get again another step closer, sorry, to getting this thing started. My God, this is taking longer than it's supposed to, but there we have it. That's the wiring loom on this side of the engine, all tucked up against the chassis leg as it should be. Everything's plugged in, bolted in. Good, because it's good progress. Okay, so I'm now at the point where I'm trying to organise the intercooler piping and induction piping for this thing. As it turns out, the original the original induction pipe for this is the old elephant trunk, and I don't really want to use that. Also, it sort of puts things in a slightly wrong position for me, so I want to change that all together. So I've had a little dig through my box of bits and pieces I have here, various intercooler pipes, and I'll come up with something that I may be able to make work. So strip this all apart, see what I've got, offer things up, and hopefully I can make this work out all right. So after having a little rummage through the box, I have this one here that I think is going to work. It's got kind of the right bends on it that I want to have. I want to have the breather pipe on there, as I'm going to have the original breather going into the top of the rocker box there. But I need to make a little cut on here, and I'm going to show you a little tip on how to cut this nice and straight. Here we go, cut nice and straight. So I'll show you a little tip on how to do that now. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So one of the things you notice is when you go by freehand, you'll always notice that, well not always, but most of the time you'll notice that you go around it and then you don't end up in the right place. You have one line down here and the other one's up here, so you're slightly off. So what I'm going to do, piece of paper, I need to fold it in half as my pipe isn't very wide. You can do this with sellotape, but the problem with sellotape is once you've stuck it on, you're done. So, piece of paper around the pipe. It's not going to stick to it, so it's nice and easy. Line it up. Go around said line. Again, this doesn't have to be pretty, this is just boomtown. 100% straight all the way around where it needs to be. Perfect, now just cut it. And that actually turns out rather nice there. I'm rather happy with that. I'm going to have to get the correct size pipe silicone joiner in black to go down there, because that can't stay in blue. It's going to have to be black piping, the same as everything else on this engine bay. Now it's a case to get the breather pipe sorted, because still got the breather pipe going into the induction, which I'm going to keep. Is it focus? Yeah, going to keep the induction pipe going into there, so trying to mock up something with this one. I also have this from an old Skyline, so this is the same diameter as what it needs to be to go in there, so we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out and put it together. Now, with the pipe cut, here is what I'm proposing. I've cut that one, nice 90-degree angle, pop on there. I managed to cut the right angle of that one, pop them in there. Bit difficult one-handed, you get any idea. It's very difficult one-handed. Oh, can't get in the hole. Quick, wet the sides. There we go. Okay, so that's going to work out quite nicely. I think it's going to stay far enough away from the manifold. I'm still going to have access to the dipstick. It's going to miss the intercooler pipe in. That is all good. And again, it keeps everything nice and clean and tidy and compact, which is exactly how I wanted it. Brilliant. And just like that, I think it's time to end the video there. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to stay in and stay safe. I'll see you next time.